Some eBay customers are just the worst. There's plenty of videos on YouTube about how to be a better seller on eBay, but I don't think there are many videos which tell people how to be a good buyer on eBay. I think as sellers, we all have a unique perspective, because we also tend to be buyers, of course, as well. So we're buyers and we're sellers, so we can empathize with both sides. As a seller, you can empathize with your buyer because you've bought things in the past online and you know what good service looks like and how you should be treated. And as a buyer, you can empathize with sellers because you're also a seller and you know how difficult it can be at times to produce consistently good service and to meet your customers' expectations. So I do appreciate that as sellers we have that advantage of empathy. Some buyers unfortunately just take the mick. I'm making this video because this is a frustration that most sellers will run into at some point during their reselling on eBay, and that is of really selfish buyers. There are plenty of selfish people out there that will not think twice about buying an item without fully researching what the item is, realize in a split second in most cases after they've bought the item that it's the wrong item for them. So in this case here, I actually had a laptop listed for sale, which is clearly listed condition as for parts or not working, and then in the description I go into detail about what's wrong with the laptop, and also the photos show what's wrong with the laptop as well, so that is pretty clear. Now someone has gone and bought this laptop. They bought this laptop for £70 plus shipping, and I was really happy to see it sell. Obviously 2 days pass, we don't hear a peep from the buyer at all. We don't hear anything whatsoever. So as a seller, you're only left with one choice, which is to open an unpaid item case. Now you have to wait 2 days before you can open an unpaid item case, because you have to give 2 days grace to the buyer, because the buyer might just be busy, might not be able to pay at the point that they've pressed buy it now, which doesn't make much sense, but let's go over that. Now after the 2 days, you open the unpaid item case, and eBay will probably send a message to the buyer saying, hey, an unpaid item case has been opened against you. If you don't pay up, you'll get a ding on your account. Now once the case is opened, as the seller, you have to wait 4 more days before eBay will close the case in your favor, give you your final value feedback, and then you can relist the item for sale. So in total, as the seller, your item is not for sale for 6 days. Now the frustrating thing about this scenario is oftentimes once you've opened the unpaid item case, previously uncontactable buyers will suddenly get in touch with you. Now in this case, I'm going to be straight up with you guys and tell you I did not contact this buyer personally to chase them up for payment. I just left it. They didn't pay for 2 days. As soon as it hit the 2-day mark, I opened the unpaid item case. Now I don't have to get in touch with them. Would it be better customer service if I did? Maybe, but I've done that in the past where I've not received payment and I have messaged the buyer and said, hey, I'm still waiting for payment before I can ship the item. Can you get in touch with me? Otherwise an unpaid item case will be opened. No response. And then once the unpaid item case has been opened, suddenly they want to reply to me. And it's frustrating because not only are these buyers really ignorant in a way because they're buying things, they're spending money, or they're agreeing to buy something without fully looking into it. I mean, I personally wouldn't spend £70 on an item if I hadn't read the description at least, especially when it's marked as for parts or not working. But then on top of that ignorance, they're selfish because they don't bother to contact you to let you know that they've got no intention of buying the item. And then once you open the unpaid item case, you get messages like this: excuse me, I was purchased for it and later see not work. I understand there's a language barrier there, but I can make out from that the guy was meant to buy it and then he saw that it doesn't work. But instead of actually contacting me and saying this, he left he left it. He just ignored. He pretended he'd never bought anything at all until I opened the unpaid item case against him. Now, like I said, in this case, I didn't contact the buyer during the first 2 days since purchase to say, hey, are you going to pay? I've done that in the past and I've been ghosted. They don't bother getting back in touch with you. It's only when you open the unpaid item case that they miraculously remember that they can contact you, or they find the time to contact you. Obviously, there's nothing I can do now. The guy, this is just a bad situation all around. It's bad for the guy because he's going to get a ding on his account for agreeing to buy something and then not paying. It's bad for me because instead of just being able to cancel the item and then relist it for sale, I'm now going to have to wait 6 days from the date of purchase before I can even relist the item. It's a lose-lose situation, and all because of that selfish attitude. So if you are an eBay buyer out there and you make a mistake, you're only human, you will make mistakes, you will buy things, you might get drunk one night and buy something that you realize you don't want, you might buy something without reading the description, as in this case, but to do the decent thing, once you've realized it's the wrong thing, for yourself as well, just message the seller and say, I want to cancel the order. You don't even have to apologize. You can just say, bought in error, please cancel the order. You know, that's all you have to say. You don't even have to apologize. The seller will be more than happy to cancel the order, because guess what? Then they don't need to wait 6 days before the unpaid item case ends, and then they can relist the item. So just wanted to make this video because it's very frustrating. It happens a lot, and I feel that this is the kind of thing that as an eBay seller can be very frustrating, but as a buyer, you're making a rod for your own back. You're just making your own experience horrible. So now you're gonna, you know, this guy's probably going to be bitter about having a ding on his account because he's obviously contacted me after the unpaid item case is open. I'm not going to even respond to this guy. I'm just leaving it. What can I do? I'm not even going to reply to him. The case is going to end after 4 days, and that's the end of it. So thanks for watching, guys. Just a bit of a rant video really, but I wanted to put this out there.